Hello everyone, welcome to the second video of my channel. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Before starting off with any sort of analysis, I just want to speak about trading as a career and not just full time, maybe part time also, but in general about trading. And why is trading one of the most difficult endeavors to make easy money? Or how should I put it? Why is that only a small percent of people actually make consistent money? Many people learn about it. So, what is the differentiating factor which enables people to make consistent money? Is it the system? To some extent, okay. Yes, it is important to have a rock solid system which you have back tested. But the primary thing will always be the mindset, your emotional control, your control over your greed, and fear is the second most important thing. When the markets are literally crashing, do you have that much courage to risk your capital and enter at the right time? Trading is all about timing. You can enter a beautiful stock but at the wrong time and then blame the market. I'll also give you a disclaimer first. I am not a SEBI registered advisor. We are doing this analysis only for study purposes and nothing else. Please, if you want to invest any capital into any security, consult your own SEBI registered financial advisor. Only they are the ones who can advise you well. Yes, we were on to mindset of trading. A trader versus a normal human mindset. So I am currently reading this book, The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas. So he explains that you need to release yourself from the stress of a winning trade. Well, you won't have any stress in a winning trade as such, or maybe you can if you're having a big unrealized position and you're not sure if you should hold more or you should exit, and also onto a losing trade. And when will you have zero stress about it? When you have managed your risk well. Taking onto a large position will always keep you in stress, and you are not here to make your trading journey complicated. You have to make it easy, and the great part about trading is everything is in your control. Every single thing, how much you want to risk, how much time you want to devote to it. Hence, it is a very flexible yet a difficult endeavor to pursue. I think I'm only speaking in English. I should switch to Hindi as well. तो बहुत लोगों का मन करता है ट्रेडिंग में जाने का, बट जनरली पेरेंट्स से रेजिस्टेंस मिलता है. एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड, मेरे घर पे भी नॉट रेजिस्टेंस एज सच, बट अगर ट्रेडिंग करना है तो डू इट एज अ पार्ट टाइम, नॉट फुल टाइम. एंड आई समवेयर अग्री विद देम बिकॉज दे हैव सीन, उन्होंने देखा है दैट people lose everything, every single thing, and people make money also, but उनके साथ there is something else also which they were doing before doing this full time. तो आप वो स्टेज पे पहुंच जाओ, फिर आप फुल टाइम हो जाइए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. एंड समवेयर आपको भी पता होगा कि वो कॉन्फिडेंस क्या आप में है, क्या वो आप में डिसिप्लिन है कि आप इस चीज़ को पूरी फुल टाइम दे सकते हो. बैकअप होगा तो मे बी इतनी दिक्कत नहीं होती है, बट बैकअप होने का ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है कि आप अपना पूरा नहीं दे पाते हो. क्योंकि एक ऑप्शन हमेशा रहता है कि कैपिटल चला भी गया तो फिर से आप कर सकते हो, फिर से आप कोई भी सोर्स में भी पापा से ले सकते हो, या अगर आपकी खुद की सेविंग हो, खुद की सेविंग होगी तो फिर शायद और ज़्यादा ध्यान से करोगे आप. बट हाँ, कोई भी ऑप्शन हो तो मे बी वो डिसिप्लिन थोड़ा डगमगाता है. सॉरी, मेरी आवाज़ थोड़ी आज बैठी हुई है, आज थोड़ी सी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है. तो फिर पहले आप पूरे तरीके से सीख जाइए. ये ऐसा एंडेवर नहीं है कि आपको फास्ट मनी दे जाए, समय लगेगा. सिमिलरली जैसे आप एक ग्रेजुएशन करते हो, कितना टाइम देते हो आप उस चीज़ के लिए, आप प्रिपेयर होते हो. डिग्री के लिए 3 साल, जूनियर कॉलेज 2 साल, और तब जाके आप स्टार्ट ऑफ भी नहीं करते हो कमाना, उसके बाद जॉब के बाद आप कुछ कमाते हो. और यहाँ पर एक्सपेक्ट करते कि पैसे डाले और अगले दिन या सेम दिन ही रिटर्न आ जाए. बिगनर्स लक होता है, बट पूछिए लोगों को, वो डेटा पढ़िएगा. एफएनओ का एक डेटा रिलीज हुआ था, द अमाउंट ऑफ यंग इन्वेस्टर्स लूजिंग मनी, यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन. उन लोगों ने लोन ले लेके एंड मतलब मैंने एक स्टोरी सुनी थी कि एक इंसान ने अपने फ्रेंड के अकाउंट से नियरली 70-80 लाख का लॉस कर लिया था, वो भी लोन पे. एंड टू कवर दैट अमाउंट अभी भी उनका मन यही है कि वो ट्रेड करके ही उससे बाहर आ सकते हैं. मतलब इट इज़ वेरी एडिक्टिव, वेरी 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 एडिक्टिव. एंड you don't have you don't want that. Why will you want? This is not something, this is only a business aspect. Don't see it as your life, don't make it your life. पहले मैं भी सिर्फ इसी के बारे में बात करता था, किसी से मिलना होता था तो बहुत गलत वे है इसको टैकल करना है. इस ऐसे नहीं देखते इसे. ये एक पार्ट ऑफ योर जर्नी है, उसे उधर तक ही सीमित रखिए. आई थिंक काफ़ी कुछ बोल दिया मैंने. तो जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था कि ये चैनल का पर्पस ही मेरी ओन ट्रेडिंग जर्नी को सुधारना है. कैसे मैं और डिसिप्लिन हो सकता हूँ, मैं और कंट्रोल कर सकता हूँ खुद को. तो हमने जैसे लास्ट टाइम डिक्सन के बारे में चर्चा की थी, एंड में मैंने बताया था कि मैंने एक प्री मैच्योर एग्जिट ले लिया था स्टॉक से बिकॉज ऑफ RSI गोइंग बिलो द लेवल ऑफ 20 ऑन 75 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम. एंड ऑल्सो जस्ट सेकेंड, अच्छा ये स्टॉप लॉस हिट आज ही हुआ क्या? 28 को हिट हुआ था, बट हम तो आई थिंक 16,250 मैंने कहा था, तभी एग्ज़िट हो गए थे यहाँ पर. एग्जैक्टली यहाँ पर ही एग्ज़िट हो गए थे. तो दिस वाज द प्रॉब्लम, वन ऑफ द एस्पेक्ट. एंड यू सी वॉल्यूम डिक्लाइन हो रहा है, और प्राइस डिक्लाइन हो रहा है एंड वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज सब्सटेंशियल था उस समय. और अभी भी देख लो आप, अभी भी वही हो रहा है. एंड आई डोंट सी एनी साइन कि डिक्सन में कहीं भी एंट्री अभी बनती है, इवन ऑन 250 EMA. यू जस्ट बी मोर पेशेंट. भले ही ये स्टॉक बहुत अमेजिंग है, टाइमिंग करके चीज़ है, जैसे मैंने अभी बताया, अभी ये सही टाइम नहीं है इसमें जाना. सो व्हेन कैन यू एंटर? सबसे बेस्ट इज़ 17,003. ये हाई, ये जो रेजिस्टेंस जोन है, इसके ऊपर क्लोजिंग अगर दे दे 17,300 के ऊपर, which is a lot. परसेंटेज बेसिस में 12% के ऊपर है. और else मे बी ये ट्रेंड लाइन सपोर्ट और ये प्रीवियस हाई जो है आई डोंट थिंक. यहाँ पर भी आने के बाद आई वुड लाइक टू सी द स्टॉक गो ओवरबॉट एटलीस्ट ऑन 75 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम. फिर जाके कुछ सोच सकते हो. एंड this massive negative divergence which I forgot to mention, which I had also seen it later on. How is this a very massive negative divergence? You see the price level is, the price high is on the same level. Correct, प्राइस ने सेम हाई बनाया एंड RSI ने 74 से एग्जैक्टली 60 के ऊपर. लेट्स जस्ट सी on the level of 60. Yes, this is a pretty big negative divergence and I feel it is not yet corrected. And the surprising part, you see, I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. रिजल्ट देखिए आप. इट इज़ सच अ बिग सरप्राइज. जो एस्टिमेट्स है उसके मुताबिक काफ़ी अच्छे रिजल्ट्स आए थे. But still the stock did not perform. In fact, I was also expecting the price to move above this level, but it did not. And luckily we did not take any position and we are completely avoiding the stock. I have kept this alert. Okay, we'll change it to 17,350 higher high alert. All right, and we do nothing. We'll later on see. I think the stock, you see the increase in the volume on the downside, and this leg of rally had no substantial volume. Many red flags. Okay, moving on to the stock which we will analyze today is GM Breweries. So as you can see, I've done the analysis of the stock beforehand, but we'll start off fresh. I want more insights on the stock. I have invested into the stock already. I am not recommending you to invest into the stock at all. I am not a SEBI registered analyst. So please be very careful with your investments. This is a cyclical stock, I would say, and I will also like to mention that I had seen a content creator's reel about the cyclicity of the stock. His name is, I think, India Ka Trader. Yes, so I got to know about the stock by watching the reel. One of my friends had shared it. I generally avoid any sort of news and any sort of noise, but after seeing that reel, I thought let's just analyze and see if this actually works out, and it did work out. I will tell you from what level did I start investing, and we will look at it as a long-term stock considering the history of it. So let's just remove all the drawings. Let's just only focus on the price data. We'll remove the indicators for now. And the first step, the trend lines. What do you think? The highs make more sense or the bottoms? Let's just try and make. I feel the bottoms are more established. Okay. Okay, let's just see if this is a... Maybe we can do a better trajectory. I think that was better one. Okay, fine. Okay, this does seem to be a good trend line. You see, we are getting good number of touch points with this trend lines. Okay, now that we've drawn our trend lines, what is the next step that we do? The date and price range tool, this one. We see how the stock performs after the breakout. Okay, how long is the correction of the stock, how deep is the correction, that is also very important to see. Okay, this is a massive correction, 84%, my god. Till how much time was the stock in consolidation? My god, 9 years. Then again a fresh breakout and rally. Again correction, very deep correction. Again, this okay, so these were the highs established by the stock, and after that it broke out and gave massive rally. But you see that this stock goes into very deep corrections, although as compared to this beautiful rally, 84% is a lot, I understand that, but 1300% rally in what, just 1 year, 1 month, 11 months, sorry, 13 months. And here, well, the rally lasted, just a second. Okay, my god, I don't even want to count this. This is how much? $35? No, that will be 35 bars, I think. Okay, let's delete this one. 168 days. My goodness, just crazy. Alright, so the thing which I wanted to highlight first, which led me to analyze the stock was after this big consolidation. So the consolidation was of what? After the inception of the stock, it broke out of the main resistance in 2005. You see the volume pickup on the breakout candle is so big, it gave a beautiful retest opportunity over here. Where is our brush tool? Broke out of the resistance, gave a retest opportunity, and you see there is no stopping. 1300% in a year. Crazy. After that, the stock again went into consolidation for almost 9 to 10 years, after which you see this was the volume pickup. Once it tried to have that much volume, but RSI did not sustain and there was no higher high being forged. The stock again tried to make a higher high over here with good volumes. In fact, tried several times, but it did not. And once again, after the breakout, this time it did not give a retest opportunity. It went straight up. This is how much? Okay. Crazy rally again. You see the volume pickup on the breakout candle. Again, very high volumes with RSI being much above the level of 60. So volume pickup with RSI going overbought with a higher high on the price chart is what makes the stock super trending. And once it picks up the trend, there is no stopping to the stock, and hence one more thing which I would like to add is, you see this 2005, this was the candle, okay, Jan 2005, January 2005, and this is 2015, 2005, 2015, and a coincidence maybe, I don't know about it, but 25, see this 5, 15, 25, and see the breakout. This was an important high of 24. Actually the high was this, but this price did not sustain well, and hence the breakout which we got over here is a perfect breakout. And if we go by the previous rally, we are not expecting a lot, we are not that greedy. So 1300%, and this is actually 700%. We are only targeting 500. Let's target 500%. So from the breakout level, we're targeting 500%, 400%. You see how much? We'll see the trend lines as a resistance also. So on the breakout candle, first we will mark this level, okay, second level will be this one. Let's just see how much is for him. Okay, let's just mark this level also. Okay, how much is this after the breakout? Not even 500%. And let's just take the same time frame, a year's time frame, maybe 13-month time frame. Okay, so okay, we'll use this, we'll not use this one, we'll use the long short position tool. Okay, 423%, and what is this date? July 26, no. We'll take till December 26. Okay, only till here. The same time frame we are using. How many days are these? This is like 455 days. Okay, we'll take it 1 year only. Alright. 423%, and the target is 5500. This is the final target. The first resistance which we can face is around the level of 1585. Okay, so the second resistance which we can face is around the level of 2500, and the final 5000. How much is it? 5446. So pretty big targets and stop loss, which is a very significant aspect of trading. It will be below the 100 EMA, which is a lot in this case. As of now, it is how much? Right from this level, if we see, just a second, it's like 33%. Okay, so we'll also talk about fresh entries. First, let's just look into the history of the stock. Okay, so you see, RSI did not go overboard for like so many years, and as soon as it went overboard with a higher high, there was no stopping. Again, the RSI did not go above the level of 60. Once it tried, in fact, many times it did try, but did not sustain. And the fact that it did not create a higher high over here helped us not enter into this stock until it broke out with crazy volumes. Again, the stock did try to go overboard. In fact, this time it did. Let's just see what the volumes create. This time it, okay, it went overboard, but it did not cross this important zone. Later on it did, but volumes were not substantial as compared to this candle. Again it created a negative divergence over here. How is this a negative divergence? RSI shifting from 77 to the level of 62, but the price not moving higher high. Price at the same level. RSI massive shift. Again the stock did not go overboard. Once it did, but again the same thing. I'll tell you how is this the same thing. Okay, at this point it did, till this point. No higher high and no. Okay, volumes were decent. Volumes were decent, we can say, because there was pickup on this price increase and this one also. But again, no higher high. So you see, why do we see multiple things at the same time? All of these aspects should coincide. The RSI going overboard is not a individual indicator which will help us enter into any particular stock. The volumes, RSI and the price action all are equally important. Hence, the if you find more and more number of reasons or green flags to enter a stock, that is that will help you hold on to your position and at the same time increase your confidence into that stock as well. Now that we have established that the stock has created higher high with the RSI above the level of 70 with the highest volume, let me just remove this and this one. You see the volume from the inception of the stock till now, the volumes have not been this crazy. It's just a lot. And even if we see on the monthly candle, which we avoid, I will see the 5 weekly candle, because that is coinciding with the factor of 5, which we use in our time frames. What's with the net? Okay, so if we see at the 5 weekly chart also, RSI above the level of, okay, it's at the 69.88 level, and whenever it has crossed this level, let's just mark the level of 70. After 70, in fact not even after 70, how much is this? After this level, once here it gave a false breakout, I would say, because although we did not see a very huge candle like we are seeing right now, but it did give a close above the previous high with the volume increase and with the RSI also touching the level of 70. So this was one false breakout. Other than that, the stock has given a massive rally, and because of this volume increase, we are also expecting the price to move higher. So what can be a substantial entry point? Because entering the stock at this level after this rally, how much is this? This is nearly 70% in what, a month's time. This was the monthly candle now. On this, in the same month, if the stock is moving, how much is this? 1 second. So this is around 88%. So that it does not make sense for us to enter the stock. If you are 1 second, what's wrong? Some internet issue. So the best support level of this stock is around the previous high. What is the previous high of the stock? Data window. This was the previous high, around the level of 1049. So this level 1049, 1050. So what is the risk reward? 18.79. My goodness. Obviously, because we are taking this target, if we take this target, still a decent ratio, 6 risk reward ratio. So I had entered this stock after this very breakout. Like, I did not even wait for the close because I saw the volume increase on a shorter time frame. You see this small shift, this volume increase as compared to this whole consolidation was a lot, and we did get an entry opportunity, after which there was no stopping to the stock. In fact, we had entered here also during the false breakout, but the stock went into consolidation after that, and now after this fresh breakout, you see this beautiful rally. In mind, but if it hits the level of 826, we'll take an exit. As simple as that. We will 100% take an exit. The stock, you see this rally, it did not have volume, so we are expecting a pullback at least to which level? At least to the 20 EMA, or 12% pullback, or the best entry point 1050, which is around 15%. If you can entered this stock at that time, there is no better support, because this previous high was a very important resistance zone which turned into a support. On the daily time frame it has already given a retest, but we are waiting for this weekly or maybe monthly pullback. We're not sure if we will even get this entry point, so we will box the price. How can we box this price? We can wait for a higher high above this level. As soon as the stock goes above the level of 1295, was this high 1283. Okay, this is 12. How much was this high? Okay, the above the level of 1290 if we get the stock. And we cannot blindly jump in, we need to wait for the close, because here it gave a false breakout, and that is the reason the stock is into a small correction as compared to this. Nothing, no correction, but a small pullback. RSI also has given a negative signal because price is creating a higher high, and RSI shift in RSI, and you see there's no volume over here. So we are expecting a pullback into the stock and a beautiful entry opportunity near the level of 1050, after which again we can see the stock giving crazy rallies. To assess how can we make the most out of this opportunity, we will go back on the daily time frame and we will use this replay button. Start new. Okay, no, not even this. We want to go on to the first rally of 2005. So guys, just to tell you about this stock, since I have entered this stock, you might see that I am constantly using this word upside, this much upside, this much returns, this much time. So I think I have a bias to the stock already. The stock has given the breakout, beautiful breakout, with the RSI being overbought, this time maintaining the overbought zone, because this price increase also was with good volume, again with this candle good volumes. Let's just see if this stock gives us entry opportunities or not. So what are we assessing now? We are looking that whenever this stock gives this breakout, does it give us entry opportunity? Do we need to be more aggressive? And if it gives a pullback, how much pullback does it give on a percentage basis, and what is the time frame of that pullback? We'll assess each and every small detail so as to capitalize on the current move of the stock. Okay, so 20 EMA support over here and no pullback to the previous high. Okay, this time this previous high was being touched upon, and as soon as it touched the previous high, again a rally. Okay, now this, okay, so now this level seems to be an important resistance zone. If you have missed onto the stock over here, as in this case, as in the current scenario, that the stock has given a certain amount of rally, where can we add the stock? We add it on the breakout. Okay, as soon as we got the breakout, after the breakout retest, we enter the stock right over here. Again the stock going overbought. Okay. Okay, so this was a penny stock at that time. So it is, you see this dashes, it is upper circuit, continuous upper circuit, but that is not the case right now. And if this was the case right now also, we would have avoided this stock because we don't have to go into penny stocks. All right. Mm-hmm. So okay, what was the RSI level? RSI level was 89. Let's just note these things. Second observation is just see the correction. Okay, no pullback to the previous high. How much is this correction? Around level of around 34%. Okay, just what is the time period of this correction? Will so we need to see for how long is this correction. Okay, finally broke out of the resistance. It stayed into consolidation for 205 days. And if we see the pullback level, okay, which is the 30-day period only. Alright, after this 30-day and after this 33% fall, started moving upwards again. Second, again after this pullback, so you might feel that after seeing so much rally, it is very easy to say and add on to the position because you have already known the results. I agree, but I am doing exactly what I am saying. I am adding to my positions like this only because if you want to capitalize on this opportunity well, you will have to make similar decisions of how the stock had performed previously. All right, again, see, again pull back to previous high, and let's see again, maybe again, I don't know. Obviously we cannot keep on adding. This was a bigger time correction, hence the pullback to this level was a good opportunity to add this stock. Well, I would not add it here itself because again that will be a lot, that will be very risky for me at least. My god, just have a look at the daily RSI, straight up, straight up. Okay, after touching the level of what, these are the things that we have to notice. We'll The RSI touched nearly above the level of 90. Okay, second leg of rally. Second leg of rally. RSI touching 90 on the daily time frame. And what is with the volumes? Only selective candles have volumes. Okay. Other than that, all of these candles are upper circuit, so we cannot have much inference. And On this downside, RSI broke the level of 50, which it was constantly following. So after the breaking of this level and again breaking of the 100 EMA is where we exited the stock. So on a percentage basis, it's crazy. You lost 50% of your gains. Although you would have made 272%, but as compared to 700%, 272% will be a very disheartening exit for you. But that is what it is. But now that we've seen these sort of things, the level of RSI touching 90 and maybe the time frame for which this whole rally was there was how much? Around a year. So these sorts of insights can be helpful for us to take partial exits if not fully. Why are we viewing this? So that we have many more things to exit the stock. We've already entered, and if anybody was planning to enter, we'll also talk about it. We have touched upon the entry level of 1050 already. Okay, so after this again this pullback, but you see after this breach of 50 level, so 50 RSI daily breach was very significant, and RSI resisting the level of 60. Yeah, now waiting on to the next rally. Oh my god, see this pop, sudden increase 45 to 73, but any higher high? I doubt. No, this is the previous high. Okay, so no higher high. Okay, then if we take this consolidation zone, yes, but we need the all-time high resistance to break out. 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, so stock broke out with resistance but did not give any pullback, no pullback, and already a rally of 90% as we saw in the stock currently. RSI level touching near about how much? Around 88 to 90. So I think 88 is a safe level to take exit on the rally of the stock. So this was 2005 breakout. No, this was 2015's breakout. 15 breakout. RSI 88 daily level safe to exit. Okay. 20 EMA also acts as a good support, but again, how much is the correction and how long is this correction? That is important. So after this high went into correction about 26% for 46 days. Okay, 1 month was, I think 30 days was that correction, and this is 1.5 month. Again a breakout. Did it give any pullback chance? 222. this was this high. Okay, it did give a pullback. This close was above the previous high, after which it touched upon. If we zoom into this, yes, this is a proper retest, I would say, and this is what is needed by the stock, because if we get this sort of candle, it seems like that this support acted well and people are more interested into the stock. All right. This time level of 85, second leg, 85, RSI 85 daily. Okay, after which created a similar high with small, very small negative divergence, because this level is at 70, and again you see nearly level of 50, 53. This time is 53, 51. RSI 50 to 51, 53, 52 we'll say, on daily time frame, acting support. Okay, okay, all right. The third leg of rally, the RSI only on to the level of 77. Third leg of rally, RSI 77 only, after which below the 100 EMA is our stop loss, we exit. So if we see 300% versus 700%, but that is what it is. Or else if you see the breaking of this 20 EMA and this small negative divergence, what we could have done, see, now that we are seeing it in hindsight, it is easier to say, but we could have waited for a higher high over here, somewhere at this level, maybe not just at the top. Obviously you cannot always forget, always you cannot even for few times buy the bottom, sell the top, no. So somewhere over here you could have exited because of this small negative divergence and waited for the higher high to forge, and this was the third leg of rally, we'll see, how we can also use these inferences. So last time, 1 second, how many leg of rally did we observe? I think it was 3 only. So this was 1, 2, this time small one, this was the last one. So if we see 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4, I can say. No pullback as such, this can be counted as 1 only. 4 leg of rallies. So अगर RSI level देखते हैं तो 73, bigger rally. First time it touched the level of 78, touching the level of 88 and 90. Second time over here, touching the level of 90. First time 73, 83 and 77. Okay, understood. And I think later on went into correction, seems like. Yes. Okay, we'll exit this replay button. We wanted these insights only. Okay, so currently the stock did touch the level of 88. All right, so I could have had exited my position when, I can say, when this higher high was being not fulfilled. So this was a good, okay, or else I would say now that we've got the close below this level, we can exit the stock. Seems like we can wait for the higher high, or simply wait for this 1081 level, and also maybe this trend line support which we have drawn. Is this significant a trend line? Yes, the stock does somewhere. I won't say it. How is this lines intersecting? Something's off. This should not happen. 1 second. The weekly time frame. Oh, it's fine. Why is it showing like that on the daily time frame? Okay, so we are, I think, at the near end of the first leg of rally. So second, maybe third, maybe this could be our potential target also. For now, the best entry point is this. Wait on to this point. I think I should also take some exit over right over here, and volumes have also decreased a lot. Let's just go. We've seen this negative divergence also with no volumes. Okay, so now we have multiple reasons as to take. Okay, we've 1081 is our next target. Let's just save up on this 11% fall more and wait for a higher high. All right, I'll also take the partial exit from the stock and wait for this pullback. Re-enter the stock over here. Okay, the stock gave this beautiful retest over here also. If anybody would have missed upon the stock over here after this pullback, this was another opportunity. Again, the stock gave this another opportunity, but after this high, after this peak, RSI started shifting the level. So you see higher high on the price, but no high on the RSI, or it's not even about the higher high on the RSI. RSI should maintain this level at least. So multiple reasons to not take any fresh positions and take partial exits if you are holding onto the stock currently from lower levels. So the target on the weekly time frame, RSI touching the level of 87, second time touching the level of 90, 81. So 87 weekly RSI is a level to watch. 87, beware. SL tight. Alright, one more thing that I would like to speak upon is, if you want to be a very good trader, you need to have a happy life as well, a happy personal life as well, because your mindset is what that matters. If you are not very happy with your personal life, then trust me, it will be very much difficult for you to do well in this career. Meditation works, yoga works beautifully, exercise works beautifully, It keeps you energized, it keeps you positive, it keeps you in the moment. Focus onto all these things. And when I'm saying these to you, I am saying this to myself first. I will do these things. And I want to be in that small percent of people who do really well into this endeavor. And I love seeing the charts. I can assess for a really good amount of time. I think this was it about this video. We'll see you in the next video, and also we'll also be tracking the stock as it shows maybe our targets or maybe our SL. Both. All right. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for being so patient. And I think this video also has gone above 1 hour. Yes, it does. Well, that is it. Thank you. Take care. And most importantly, do what you love. That is what that matters. Thank you.